Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. In the early going here, Doris, we're already seeing a continued trend, putting 5 guys on the floor who can hit the face-up jumper.
Well, this is the new age in the NBA. The floor spacing is incredible because when you've got 5 face-up guys, all of whom can put the ball on the deck, all of whom can shoot, it creates so many driving lanes. And the origin of this, to me, goes back to the last Spurs NBA championship. It was such pretty basketball, the movement, the flow. That, to me, was the starting point for all this.
Team's kind of playing outside in, and it's fun to watch the change. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. And so, in the game for Anchorage, we've got Reed. ABC is out there with Allen. And it's Kavanaugh in at power forward position. So it's Richmond now, following the score by Anchorage. Brown feeling it out a bit.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Niang. Clock at 4. It's deflected. And Richmond pushing it up now. Floats one up. And that one's good. Hammonds got his second bucket tonight.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Cousins against Brown. Cousins with the bucket. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. The pass to Mickey. Here's Hammonds. Here's Liggins. That one good for 2.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Brown against Cousins. Poked away. And now Liggins running the floor all by himself. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And the defense to start that play was terrific. I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
To the paint. And the dunk by Reed.
I think you always have to be looking for the man in the middle, and he finds him with a great feed that time.
Brown outside. Here's Liggins, defended by Allen. Shot from free throw range, and he overshot that one, missing.
Tremendous defense. Boy, they're putting an emphasis on not giving him a clean look inside.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Cousins against Brown. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Reed, and he drops it in from the low post.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Greg, the defense better start to disrupt his rhythm, or it's going to be an awfully long night for them.
Brown, good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And Cousins kicks to Niang. Here's Kavanaugh. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Here's Liggins following the score by Anchorage. 17 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Cousins with it. Pass to Reed. And that one hits back iron. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Richmond ahead, up by 3. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Richmond so far. Guys?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you, they've simply been more assertive in the open floor. They're leaking out early, converting with confidence.
Richmond leading by 3. And so in the game for Anchorage, we've got Allen. And it's Bradley in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's ABC. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Doris, you were a point guard in your playing days. What qualities did you look for in a backcourt mate, someone to play off you?
Well, I would say they were similar to what I looked for in all of my teammates. Certainly you wanted players who were 3-tool players, somebody who could put the ball on the floor, use their dribble well, somebody who could pass well, who could identify, okay, next player is open, I need to make this pass. And then the competitive attributes, Kevin. How hard did you play on a night-by-night basis? Did you prioritize winning over individual success? All the qualities I think you look for in a backcourt mate are what you would look for in any teammate.
Both good from the line that time.
There's that accurate touch of his at the stripe. He is locked in.
Anchorage trails by 5. Mitchell Long passes to McCree. Allen surveying the D. There's the 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
I'll tell you, that's nice work, right? You move, you get into space on the perimeter, and you knock down the 3.
With the teardrop, and it's good on the way in.
Listen, Kev, this guy, one of the more reliable scorers in the league, night in and night out.
Mitchell Long passes to McCree. Allen outside. Clock at 6. Fires the 3. And again, Anchorage with the triple.
I tell you, there are players who can get thrown off when they're that wide open, but this guy keeps his cool and doesn't rush it.
Here's ABC. Nifty move. And it's blocked by Bradley. Over to the left wing. Goes up the baseline. Rebounded by Richmond. And Richmond pushing it up now. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Allen. McCree, the pass to Mitchell Long. That puts them in the lead. Mitchell Long's got his first points of the night.
Oh, my goodness. That is how to attack the rim. Don't give the defense time to react. That's beautiful.
Here's Nicky. That's good from 17 feet away. And Richmond leads by 1.
You know, being that wide open sometimes leads to a miss, but that fadeaway was money.
Allen finds Griffin. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. For Richmond, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Passes it to ABC. Inside, it's tipped. It's stolen by Allen. Out of bounds, Richmond takes possession. Andre Liggins, he's checked in for Richmond. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Now the pass to ABC. To the paint. Deflects the pass. And that's out of bounds. Richmond will retain possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Anchorage. On Friday, then on Thursday. Tries a three off the inbound. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Here's Niang. Here's Mitru Long. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots a three. Terry grabs the board. Out of bounds, Anchorage takes possession.
And let's check out the stats for Liggins. Some last season stats for him. 1st in steals, 5th in blocks, and he ranked in the top 10 in assists. An incredible knack for drawing defenders and finding the open man.
And as you said, 1st in steals last season. You have to say he's the best ball hawk in the league right now. It may not even be close. Here's Niang. And 1:01 left in the first half. Good ball movement here by Anchorage. Now here's Cousins. Tight defense on him. Anchorage again can't hit. For Richmond, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And it's Cook missing.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
And some changes here for Richmond. A.J. Hammonds, he's checked in for ABC. ABC comes in for ABC. And it's Brown in for ABC. Cousins, no good.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
And it's Brown that time on the assist by Liggins. Brown's got 6.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Cousins. Rebound by Hammonds.
He does everything right except drain the shot.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Allen kicks to Niang. Jacks up a 3, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Richmond leads by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor. So they're running out in transition.
Got to beat him to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Looking at Richmond, Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, the shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
The second half is gut check time for the defense. Allowing over 60% shooting is weak sauce. Weak barbecue sauce, weak Butterfinger sauce, weak sauce, period. The coach needs a light fire under these guys. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. So it's Richmond now. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. ABC is out there with Mickey. Then there's DeAndre Liggins. Then there's Brown. And it's Hammonds in at the 5. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Here's ABC. Buries it down low. ABC's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Richmond. And Cousins kicks to Kavanaugh. Pass to Reed. We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision. Yeah, I thought the D might prevent him from getting a clean look, but that was the ideal time to break out the reverse.
And now the first timeout called here for Anchorage.
Yeah, you can't let this kind of run continue. Really need to go back to the basics.
No, exactly. I think it's impossible to let this momentum continue. Let's see what they can come up with in the timeout.
Griffin's checked in for Anchorage. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Kavanaugh. Rebounded by Richmond.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And so here's Anchorage, following the score by Richmond. And here's Griffin. Cousins, no one around him, and just miss after miss right now.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Here's Liggins, defended by Allen. 6 to shoot. And here's Brown outside. No good that time. And Anchorage the other way now.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Wide open. And another basket from Richmond.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now a timeout called by Anchorage. And some changes here for Richmond. ABC comes in for ABC. And Cook subbed in for DeAndre Liggins. And Anchorage also making a change. McCree's checked in. Now here's Cousins. Here's Reed. Misses off the left iron.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Yep, that one goes. Brown's got 12 in the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Anchorage trails by 17. And Cousins kicks to Reed. Good ball movement here by Anchorage. That one drops for him.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Here is Cook, defended by Allen. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And a look now at Richmond's upcoming schedule. On Saturday and then on Friday. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Cousins, the pass to Griffin, and he makes good on the layup. Griffin's got his second bucket of the game to go, and it's Richmond's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Brown kicks to Cook. Pass to Mickey. Hangs. That one doesn't go. And Anchorage the other way now. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Down low. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Cousins against Brown. Cousins dishes to Allen. It's deflected. Here is Cook, defended by Allen. Cook, good.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
Here's Reed, and the dunk by Reed.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And so it's Richmond, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back to the action after this word. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
I like the activity, guys. Active hands, active feet. They do not like it when we take it off the...
And obviously the approach Eric Spoelstra wants to see is that aggressive defensive approach and going after the offensive boards.
Yeah, and that persistence really pays off. When these guys are determined, that's when they are at their best.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so in the game for Anchorage, Reed out there with Bradley. And it's ABC. Then there's Allen. And it's Niang in at the small forward position. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. He kicks it to Reed. 5 on the clock. The jump hook, and he gets the bucket.
Boy, he's carried his share of the load tonight, Kev. But he might need to carry even more if they're going to turn this thing around.
Brown the pass to Cook. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And Richmond leads by 17.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Now a timeout call by Anchorage.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
And some changes here for Richmond. ABC's checked in for Hammonds. And it's DeAndre Liggins in for Cook. And Anchorage also making a change. Tyler Cavanaugh, he's checked in for Bradley. Ball's knocked loose. And Richmond pushing it up now. Misses the jumper, and they can't get anything on the break. Anchorage trails by 17. Cavanaugh kicks to Cousins. He lobs it up, and the dunk by Reed.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Brown against Cousins. Down low. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Passes it to Brown. Here's Mickey. And it's Reed pulling it down. Reed's got 4 rebounds in this game. Cavanaugh, and the layup's good off the glass. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Brown the pass to Liggins. Here's Mickey, defended by Allen. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
And just very little chance of that pass finding the target from that distance.
So it's Richmond now. Brown kicks to Mickey. Brown outside. To the paint. And here we go. Anchorage fast break. And then Allen slams it in.
Causing turnovers really gives you an advantage.
Well, it makes things easier for sure, Greg. Their activity on the defensive end is what caused that steal.
To the paint. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. And Richmond leads by 15.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
Clock at 6. From deep. And no good.
Nice timing to get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter.
And the pass to Mickey. And another basket from Richmond.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Richmond.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Shake and Bake.
Gentlemen,
boy, I love the priority he placed on his passing tonight. It inspired great player movement, great ball movement. It seemed to me they knew they were going to get an easy bucket on every possession.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Reed. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Back to Cook. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
The feed to Griffin. Fires from 18. Rebound by Hammonds. So it's Richmond taking care of business in this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.